Happy St. Patty's Day, everybody. Uh, I'm home working and home getting my workout in too. So back in the garage, and not gonna lie, it's gonna take a minute for me to get used to being in the garage to do my workout. A lot of improvising that has to take place. Hi there, thank you for joining me. Happy St. Patty's Day, happy Tuesday. I hope you guys are all doing well. Are you doing well? Everybody getting along out there? Hi, Bruce. Thank you. Yeah, I got my shamrock and my good luck charms on. I pulled out everything that I could find that was green to put it on just because, in solidarity. I think I even have, look, I even have some green socks on. I got black and green socks on today too. A little bit of green goes a long way. But how are you all today? Oh, thank you, George. Thank you so much. Hey, Mr. Leo, it's good to see you. It's good to see all of you. Thank you for hanging out with me and keeping me up. Fernando, Jackie, hi. How are you? How is everybody doing out there? How is everybody? Good afternoon to you too. Thank you, George. Spectacular. Bruce, I love that. I have a handful of friends who, no matter when I talk to them, I say to them, how are you? And they always say things like spectacular, fantastic, amazing. And it always makes me smile because it makes me happy to think that that's exactly how they are. They get it, Counting blessings, right? Counting blessings every single day. Thanks, George. So I'm glad to see that you guys are all doing good. Thank you. And today, I'm gonna do my arm workout. And so what I wanted to do was maybe share the experience with you of what improvising an arm workout for me looks like at home with the limited amount of equipment that I have. I'm actually in pretty good shape because I have some dumbbells and some kettlebells, and I have my barbell and my benches. So I'm in pretty good shape as far as what I could use. And I don't have a bench press. I'm not sure. So I have home gym equipment is what I have. So I have a flat bench, and then I have a bench here that I actually got on Amazon that I can move into an inclined position, which is fantastic. I'm already thinking about how I'll use that bench, for my chest workout, so I can do some inclines, how I'll use it for my bicep workout today, and what else I can do with it. What's that saying? Necessity is the mother of invention, right? And so we become more inventive, more creative as we find problems or situations that we need to solve or make better. And so I'm going into creative mode. And I know you are too, because I see the comments and the posts, and thank you for sharing your ideas and suggestions. I got some really great some suggestions from some of you in the post, and I love that because it helps me think about doing things that I haven't thought about. But so anyway, today is arms, and when I go into the gym and I do my arm workout, I always train triceps and biceps on the same day, usually at the end of my week. Jared, you looking at getting some bands? I think that's a great idea. I think it's a great idea. They're easy, simple. You could travel with them. They give you the resistance that you need to get a pump, to get circulation going, flexibility. It's awesome. It's a great idea. So I train arms. I train biceps and triceps together. And usually when I go into the gym, I start with triceps because it's the bigger muscle group. The tricep, like the shoulders, has 3 heads. And so today I'm going to use the dumbbells to work my triceps, and I will show you how I'm gonna start. And as a warm-up, I use lightweight just to get, you know, my body moving, get the bones going, get my flexibility, my stretch going, get blood circulating. So I'm just gonna grab a 10-pound dumbbell to do a single arm overhead extension. Hang on a second, I need to adjust you. We're making this up as we go. So the single arm overhead extension is a pretty simple exercise. If you have the flexibility for it, I'm taking the dumbbell and putting it, you know, I'm straightening out my arm. My elbow is faced to the ceiling. And I'm carefully just extending my arm. The movement is happening from my elbow down to my wrist and hand. And switching sides, because you know what you do to the left, you got to do to the right, and back and forth. And the thing about working with dumbbells that's really good is that it helps balance out the strength in your body. Thank you so much, George. I appreciate that. It helps you balance out the strength in your body because, you know, we have a dominant side and then we have a weaker side. So if you're a lefty, then your dominant side is probably the left. And if you're a righty, the dominant side might be the right. So one side of your body is going to be weaker than the other. One's going to be stronger. And when I train, I use great exercise equipment. I use machines, and two-handed exercises. But I also like to use dumbbells because it allows me to force the weaker side of my body to work its way up to balancing out my strength levels. Does that make sense? My dominant side is always stronger, but if I forced my weak side to do the same way with dumbbells, then that weaker side of my body is brought up. The strength on that is brought up, and so I'm more balanced. So that's why dumbbells are great to work out with, partly. So the first exercise is an overhead single arm tricep extension for triceps, and that's going to work your triceps. Here, let me show you. Hi, Face. Craig, thank you for joining me. So you know the tricep has 3 heads. It's a nice big muscle group. Front, rear, heads, all 3. And so the exercises that I do are also designed to hit the different heads. That's a little bit easier to do when I go into the gym because I have so many different options with the equipment. But when I'm home, I'm still going to be able to get a really good tricep exercise with my dumbbells. So the next exercise, you guys probably have seen this, know this, and do it, is a tricep kickback. Let's see if I get it. Well, all I'm doing is leaning on something, bending my knees, and with the same 10-pound dumbbells, I'm doing a kickback. Now, what you want to think about when you do your kickback is the only thing that's moving is the forearm again. So I put my arm up against my body, I set my position, and then I do my kickback, and I force the tricep to do all the work. That feels so good. Hi, Pascal. You guys see what I'm talking about here and what I'm doing? I've got 10-pound dumbbells here, but this is an isolation movement. And when you're doing an isolation movement, you don't need a lot of weight because you're isolating the muscle group you're working on, and you're forcing that muscle group, usually a smaller muscle group, to do all the work. So you don't need a lot of weight to do that. Thanks, Bruce. You don't need a lot of weight. I've already got such a good pump from just doing 2 sets. Overhead, kickbacks. I get such a good pump in my tricep. I don't know if you could see that. And the other thing I do, and I do this in between each set and for every exercise. I do the exercise, I get the blood into the muscle, I flex to get a really good pump, feel that burn, and then I stretch. And here's a tricep stretch to increase my flexibility, to expand the fascia that surrounds the muscle, to allow for more blood flow because that muscle, that fascia is stretched out a little bit more. I'll show you that from the back. See? Tricep stretch. And when I do my stretches, I like to count to 12. So I get into a comfortable position, whatever that is, that might be here, count. And as you count and you breathe, you relax, the muscle relaxes, the fascia relaxes a little bit, your range of motion increases. Stretching requires patience and consistency. Right? So that's what I do. Whenever I do the stretch, 12 seconds, other side, 12 seconds, and then I'm ready for my next set. Are you with me? Jeff, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. I hope that by working out with you guys and sharing my home gym setup and workout, that I'm encouraging you to get your workout on. Jeff, you need, yeah, so flexibility is something that I need to work on it too. When I was much younger, I danced, and so I was always working on my flexibility. I was way more flexible than I am now, but I gotta get back to doing that. Thank you so much. Thank you, George. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that very much. So yeah, so part of what I do to help me deal with the stretching and the flexibility, because I don't put enough time into it, I'm too busy. Part of what I do is I incorporate my stretching in between my sets. So I'm getting my workout in, I'm getting my pump in, I'm doing my stretch. 12 seconds, go back and I do another set. And that way I'm getting my pump, I'm tightening, toning, building, and then I'm stretching, tighten, turn. And by doing it together, then you don't have to carve out another half an hour, 45 minutes of the day if you don't have it. So that's me sort of multitasking in the very best way possible. So another exercise for triceps is a close. Let me see if I can position myself. Positioning myself on the bench. I need to modify this angle. Hi, James. All right, so I'm modifying this angle so you can get a sense of what it is I'm trying to do here. in my little home gym setup. I'm going to grab the other 10-pound dumbbell. Now I'm going to do, for those of you who are familiar with the gym, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's an exercise called a skull crusher, right? You could do it with a barbell. Hi Joseph, thanks for joining me. You could do it with a barbell, you could do it with dumbbells. To make it easy and simple, I'm going to do it with dumbbells, and they're lightweight so that I can control. I'm going to see if I can do this. I'm going to try, guys. Okay, so stick with me. See if I go this way. Does that work? So this is kind of like a skull crusher, only with dumbbells. And I'm going to do 12 repetitions here. Did that work? Could you see what I was doing there? So all I'm doing is laying back on a bench or a flat surface. I'm extending my arms straight, and then I'm bringing the dumbbells to the side of my head, and then back up again, flexing the triceps while I do it. To the side of my head, and then back up again from a lying position. Side of my head, and then back up again. And at the top of the movement, I hope this is working. At the top of the movement, I'm flexing my tricep with each repetition. Okay? And if you were using a bar, right? If you were using a bar, you would be bringing it to your forehead and then out again. The hand position would be a little bit different. Forehead and then out again. But the key, in my opinion, is to flex the tricep when you go into the concentric part of the exercise. Squeeze. Back down, squeeze. So you're getting a contraction with every single rep. Does that make sense? I don't waste a rep when I work out. When I work out, every single repetition I do, I'm looking for a contraction. Squeeze, relax, squeeze, relax. Same thing with triceps, squeeze. So that you're getting a contraction every single time you do a repetition. Does that make sense? Thank you, Bruce. My pleasure. Thank you, thank you. So great to change the hand position in order to, exactly. So the thing about, that's why this whole home gym thing is gonna it's gonna be good for me, because it's working my brain. It's forcing me to think outside the box. Because when you go into a gym, I think just like anything else in life, right? We get into this pattern. We develop these habits. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. And you don't even realize it. We kind of go through the motions. We get it done, but a lot of times we're on autopilot. And so we just do the same things because, well, it's easier, right? So this whole situation is forcing me to get out of autopilot. Now I gotta think. Now I gotta be creative. You know, now I gotta mix it up. And that's good. That's great, really, is what it is. It's good, The body wants to be challenged. Our minds need to be challenged. And so I'm grateful for this opportunity. And I'm really grateful to be able to share it with you too, which is why I'm also telling you that if you have ideas, send them over, okay? But exactly. Focus on the muscle. That's isolation that you're working. Because what happens is, if you think about it, right? The arms are the vehicle for every single upper body exercise you're going to do. Whether you're training chest or back or shoulders or arms. The arms are the vehicle. You have to use your arms to hold on to the weight. And if you're not aware, the arms will take over a lot of the exercise because they're a part of it. So you have to concentrate on the muscle group that you're working, isolate it, think about it, squeeze, so that you can eliminate the arms from taking over or other muscle groups from taking over. I want to read your comments real quickly. I started using the sand weights as you showed me on Sunday. I feel it with my arms. Awesome. How does that feel, Joseph? It's got to feel good. Jared, you're thinking about finding ways to create resistance. That's what you're talking about, right, Jared? I think, I don't know the answer to that, Jared, to be honest with you. There might be some good isometric exercises that you can do. And I'll do some fishing. Let me do some fishing online to see if I can come up with some really good suggestions that I'll share. Okay? But the other thing to do is look at bands. Bands can be really helpful. They come in different resistances, light, medium, heavy, and they're really inexpensive too. But also isometric exercises are going to be very helpful as a suggestion. What kind of rotation would I suggest for a workout? As far as which body parts to train, thank you very much for the super chat, Llama Pics. I really appreciate that. I'm super pumped to share what I know and what I can. I really am. So thank you for paying attention and talking to me. Okay, so we're talking about triceps because I want to share. So I just did 3 exercises for triceps. Single arm, overhead extension, right? The kickback with the dumbbell, and then the alternate to the skull crusher laying down on the bench. And then what I do in between my sets, in between my exercises, is I stretch the muscle group so that I have good range of motion, good flexibility. I stretch the fascia surrounding the muscle so that each set gets a really good pump, more blood flow when you open up that fascia a little bit, right? More muscle control, just better all the way around. Not to mention increased flexibility and range of motion, which we lose as we age. Because while we age, we lose muscle, our metabolisms drop, we lose range of motion, we lose balance. These are all problems that come with aging that we could slow down, stop, and reverse with strength training. I know I'm preaching to the choir with some of you, but some of you that are new to this, I have to say that. Something to think about. Big gains. Big. Okay. So, tricep exercises, I did 3. For biceps, which I do after my tricep workout, right? 3 exercises. After the tricep workout, I'm going to start with simple dumbbell seated curls. This is the exercise. This is like the easiest exercise. We all know it. We all love it. Bicep curls. To start off, I'll do 15 repetitions with a light weight to get the blood flow, to get the muscle bellies warmed up, to get my body ready for heavier weight. Just to get everything flowing. And I have no idea how many I did because I'm so busy talking that I'm not really paying attention, but it feels good. So, dumbbell bicep curls. You can do them alternating. When I use heavier weights, I tend to alternate so I can focus on the exercise and my range of motion. When I'm warming up and doing lighter weights, I'll do them together. Like I just did a warm-up set. 2 dumbbells at the same time, nice and light, controlled. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release. You should have kept count. So at this stage of the game, I have a sense, because I've been working out for a few months now, So I have a sense of where I need to be as far as how it feels. So I think I did somewhere between 12 and 15. And it feels really good because I feel like I'm getting warmed up, right? Do I do supersets? I find it beneficial. My arm day as of late has been formatted that way. Jeff, that's a great question. And yes, I do supersets. And yes, from time to time, I will do biceps and triceps together. So absolutely, it's a great variation and it's a great way to get a super pump in. I think especially when you have less time. So yes, Jeff, thank you for that. Absolutely. Like I will, when I'm in the gym or here, get set up for a tricep exercise and then move right to a bicep exercise. And the pump is fantastic. I walk out of the gym, feeling like my arms are huge and floating. Yes, great point. Yeah, so lighter weights. So the thing is starting off light, getting the muscle warmed up, getting it ready, getting that contraction, and then stretching for me. Get the pump, hold the pump, stretch the bicep. Everything starts to get really warmed up and really flexible, and everything just flows better. I feel like my whole body starts to feel better. For me, with the scoliosis, there's always a certain amount of ache. So as I stretch and as I get pumped and as I get looser, I just feel better. And it's incredible because all I'm doing right now is an arm workout. But even the stretching in between the exercises for my arms helps my spine, it helps my shoulders, my neck. It makes me very conscious of my whole body. And then everything benefits. And we haven't even started talking about the chemical releases in the brain. When you exert yourself a little bit, all the good stuff that your brain releases is incredible. You feel better. And you think that it's got nothing to do with your workout. It's got everything to do with your workout because your brain is starting to release these amazing chemicals that are designed to encourage you, I think, to do this because it's good for you. So I just did seated bicep dumbbell curls, right? And I'll go on to another exercise. I have a barbell here. I don't have any weight on it. I'm gonna reposition myself here. I don't have any weight on it, but that's okay, because I'm really sort of just demonstrating and sharing. Hold on. My little home gym set up here. Okay. So we're all familiar with the standing barbell curl for biceps. Real simple. I take a grip that's shoulder width apart, which is commonly a very good way to think about where to grip something, is shoulder width apart. It's a very powerful balanced position to be in. So my hands are consistent with where my shoulders are. Notice that. And I focus on controlling the weight. If you notice, my arms are static up against my body. I set my position, and really the only thing moving is from my elbow down. My forearm is coming up. My forearm is coming up. My wrist is curled in. And this is super light, but it feels super awesome too. You could just see that my biceps are getting the benefit of the concentric part of the movement, the contraction. Here, I'm gonna get closer. Squeeze at the top and control bringing it down. I'm in complete control here. I'm not swinging. There's no unnecessary movement, and I'm not using momentum to do the lifting. I'm forcing my biceps to do the work. A lot of times you'll see people who do a lot of swinging in the gym or at home. I don't. I focus on getting the bicep muscle belly to do the work, and so I'm very controlled, very deliberate with my actions. Like so, and I gotta tell you, that feels so good. It feels so good. Okay, so I already have an awesome pump, and I'm not using a lot of weight. I'm just demonstrating for you the dumbbells that I use for my tricep exercises to demonstrate, 10 pounds. Those are 10-pound dumbbells. And then this barbell, this is, I think, maybe 15, 20 pounds. 15, 20 pounds on the barbell. And because I'm controlling my range of motion, and I'm intentional, and I'm flexing at the top of the movement, and then I'm controlling the eccentric part of the movement, I'm getting a great pump. Combine that with the flexing that I'm doing, and then stretching. I'll show you a bicep stretch. I hope it's not annoying that I keep adjusting this. So a good bicep stretch, take my little bench here, is find a bar, a wall, a piece of equipment that you can use for leverage, and I'm locking out my elbow, turning my body away from my bicep, and I'm stretching the bicep muscle. Counting to 12. Allow that bicep muscle belly, the fascia, to stretch out a little bit in a comfortable way. And then turn around and do the same thing with the other side. You can see the muscle belly being stretched. And that stretching is going to benefit everything. I feel it benefiting everything. Okay? Is that helpful? Does that make sense? So I'm trying to answer, be aware of your questions. Thank you for them. I'm trying to answer your questions. For the questions that I missed, I apologize. Please feel free to leave a comment or a question in the comment section of this live video when it goes live so that I can see it. I am taking my time every day. I spend time looking at the questions, the comments, responding as best I can. So if you have a question, leave it for me in the comments, and I promise you I'll get to it. Okay? Thank you for asking me questions and for sharing your ideas and suggestions. I appreciate it. Hi, Spain. Thank you. Thanks, Joseph. So, anybody can have arms like mine. My arms are, they're just a product of consistency, strength training, and doing the right exercises and movements, and that's it. You can do it too. I promise you that. You can do it too. You just, consistency is the name of the game with anything that you want to excel at. So I just want to say that to you. Please allow me to encourage you because it's a fact. Okay. So I did alternate or two-handed dumbbell bicep curls, and then a standing barbell curl. And then, let's see. I'm going to make this simple. There's, another 3 or 4 or 5 exercises you could do at home for your biceps. Another good one is a concentration curl, right? So I'll show you how to do that, or how I do it. And I'm going to grab the 15-pound dumbbells. Or a hammer. Yeah, or a hammer curl. That's a great suggestion because when you change the position of your hands, you get different benefits, right? You supinate or pronate the position, you get different benefits. Jeff, thank you for that point. Such a great point. I appreciate you. So if you think about what happens to your bicep, right? Depending on the position of your thumb and how you turn your wrist. Pronate, supinate. Pronate, supinate. Is that right? Did I get that right? So by supinating, by turning my wrist in, right, and bringing my pinky up, you can see that the bicep automatically flexes. Do you see what I'm talking about? Thanks, Jeff. Sometimes I forget my terms. Okay, so by turning your pinky in, right? That's called supination. And so your pinky in automatically creates flexion in your bicep. See that? See that? Look. Pronated, palm away, palm towards me, pinky up, automatic flex. So when I do my bicep work, like when I was doing those dumbbell curls, I supinate. I make sure my pinky is turned up so I get really good flexion at the top of that movement. Got that? And if you play with your wrists right now, if you do what I'm doing right now, you will see the difference in, all I'm doing is turning my wrists. What happens when you supinate versus pronate? I want to make sure I see your comments. And the question, if you keep up with these exercises, when you will show results in your body's chemistry, it's probably your diet. All right, I want to answer this question really for Joseph. Thank you. So studies show that your body starts to respond to exercise almost immediately. And the biggest changes in your body occur within a 3-4 week period, okay? Now you could look this up, and you should look up what I say to you, because what I'm trying to do is share information, what I've learned and the research I've done as a certified personal trainer, my continuing education, etc. So your body starts to benefit pretty much immediately. The key, though, is that you have to stay consistent, right? I think the problem that a lot of us humans have, and I'm this way too, is that we're really impatient, and we want instant gratification with everything. I mean, we used to wait 30, 40, 60 minutes for dinner, home-cooked meals. Now we have microwaves where we just throw something in, and in 60 seconds, we want our meal, right? That's an example of how impatient we've become. We want instant gratification. And those are not real results, usually. They're not long-term results. So you really sort of have to earn it. But the benefits you get out of it is worth it. So you're going to see differences, feel differences. You're going to feel differences, I think, right away, a week, 2 weeks. You're going to see differences 3, 4, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. Your body will respond. You will see the differences. And how you eat is important, because food is fuel. And you need to fuel your body with good nutrition-packed foods. You know what? Garbage in, garbage out, right? So don't put garbage in your body. This is an amazing machine. This body is just an amazing creation. Fuel it well, and your body will respond better to your workouts, respond better to the rest you need, respond better to stress. Fuel your body well. You don't have to be perfect. Just live consciously. You know what I mean? So yes, if you work out minimum 3 days a week, I train 5 days a week. I split my body up in 5 different days, and you're consistent, you're gonna see changes right away, and you're gonna feel it right away. I promise you that. You just have to be consistent. Don't give up on yourself. You got to show up for yourself every single day. I know I sound like I'm preaching, and I'm sorry if I sound like I'm preaching, but that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to encourage you and remind you of kind of the things you already know sometimes. Drinking alcohol does affect results, but if you have a cocktail, an occasional cocktail, or if you, it's not going to eliminate all the results. You can have a glass of wine every day. There are things you can do in moderation that's not going to blow everything. You don't have to be a perfect human being. That's not what you're after. You're after balance. And this is just my opinion, and you can disagree with me if you want. It's okay. But I don't think you have to try to be perfect. I think that's probably one of the things that hurts us. We feel like, I've been really good. I had a good breakfast. I had a good lunch. I had a good dinner, and I just had a cookie or I had a piece of cake. I blew it. That's BS. You don't have to be perfect. You have to be consistent. You have to be consistent. Okay? And you can enjoy life's simple pleasures. You can have a cocktail. You can, have a glass of wine. You can have, a piece of cake. Just think about making the rest of the meals really healthy, really good. Does that make sense? That's just my approach. That's just my approach to life. Balance. I think you have to enjoy life's simple pleasures. I don't think living a life of deprivation is what it's all about. Does that? So that's just what I want to share with you. So I will share my desserts with you. I will share my approach with you to maybe help people understand that it's not about perfection. It's about progress and consistency and balance. I know I'm sounding like a preacher. I'm sorry. I don't mean to preach. I just want to lift you up. I want to share what has been so good for me. So another bicep exercise I'm going to show. I just had to decline a phone call. Who knew? Who knew a call coming in might just pause everything? Thank you, James. So, thank you, Michael. I'm just trying to, hey, you lift me up, I'll lift you up, we lift each other up. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to share the good stuff. There's so much of it. There's so much of it. Okay, so, the third exercise I'm going to do for biceps, I just want to share it with you and talking about remembering that supination, right? You can also do it in the pronated position with your pinky down. That becomes more like a hammer curl, which is also excellent for the biceps, by the way. Thank you very much, Jeff, for that. But I'm going to supinate and show you the concentration curl. And all I'm doing here, let's see if you can see this, hold on. I hope there. All I'm doing here is I'm resting my elbow, the back of my arm, up against the inside of my thigh for support and to stabilize and create a strict range of motion so that I'm not swinging all over the place. And I'm doing my concentration curl. Pinky is up, so I pronate, I get a nice big flexion at the top, control it, and control coming down, and I feel that bicep is working. That bicep is working. By supinating, it'll increase the peak on the biceps, and if you know who, thank you, Jeff, and if you know who Mr. Peaks is. Anybody know who Mr. Peaks is? Hi, Jaleel. Nice. Nice, tight squeeze, control. All I'm using here is 15 pounds. One arm at a time, focus on the bicep, letting it do all the work, control movement. And I'm trying to get as much benefit out of each repetition as I can. I'm not wasting reps. I'm not wasting time. I'm focused. I'm isolating. I'm full of intention. And I'm also going to be full of blood with a nice big pump. So I got a pretty damn good pump going on here. So yes, I listen to music when I train. I love music. I'm gonna make an adjustment here too so I can see you and talk to you. Bear with me, please. Thank you. All right. I'm happy to share, Joseph. Thank you for giving me your time. I hope it's useful to you. So there you go. And I still have to do my workout, by the way, because I'm just demonstrating and doing one set of each exercise to share. Because, you know, I'm a sharer. It's in my DNA. So here you go. I've already got a pretty good pump in my biceps, but I have to complete my workout. And so what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna do between 3 and 4 exercises for triceps. I'm gonna try to get a total of about 12 sets total between those exercises in for my tricep workout for today. So it feels like a solid workout. So about 12 sets for triceps by doing either 3 or 4 exercises, okay? And then I'm going to go to biceps and I'm gonna do 3 exercises and I'm gonna try to get about 10 sets for biceps. It's a much smaller muscle belly and that will be today's arm workout and that's what I'm working on. And then when I'm done, I'm gonna go into the kitchen, which is only a few steps away, and I'm gonna make myself a really good meal and I'm gonna fuel my body with complete protein sources, with some green vegetables, some good carbs, probably some jasmine rice. And I'm happy to share that too. And that's what I'm gonna do. In between, I'm gonna do my stretching. I am gonna put on some music. I'm gonna blast some music in my garage while I do my workout. And with that, I want to thank you for giving me your time and for such great suggestions, such great questions. If you're confined to your house, because you know this virus has put us all in an unusual set of circumstances, well, we're all home. So I'm going to be, you know, reaching out to you. I'm reaching out to you to say hi and see how you're doing and looking at your questions and your comments and your suggestions. And I look forward to hanging out with you all again. Thank you for lifting me up. I really appreciate it. Jeff, you're awesome. Thank you. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for sharing. If this feels good to you, give me a like. Please leave me a comment. If you want me to share, you know, my daily workouts, I'm still getting a feel for the whole YouTube channel thing. Let me know, and then I will go live again tomorrow, and I will share tomorrow's workout with you. If I get crickets, then I'll know that I need to be quiet and just do my home gym workout and leave you alone. So don't worry. I won't take it personal. But so yeah, so let me know what you think. I appreciate it, and be nice to me. It's great talking to you. Thank you for your time. I really love you all. Stay up. Keep moving. You know, maybe go for a walk around the block. You know, we got this. We got this. Feed your body well. Rest. Do projects. You know, all of it. Stay pumped. Stay pumped. That sounds awesome, Jeff. Thank you so much, Jared, William, George, Bruce, Llama Pix, Ron. Thank you so much. Thank you for the kindness. And happy St. Patty's Day. I wish you luck. A pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. There's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. That's a fact. And yeah, man, go luck yourself. Get a good workout in today and stay pumped. Don't forget to subscribe, like, leave comments. Muchas gracias.